If you stay until the end of this video, you're going to realize something about yourself that might feel uncomfortable, but it could completely change the direction of your life. Because there's one silent habit controlling your success right now, and most people never even notice it. Most people don't fail because they think too big. They fail because they never give their mind permission to imagine something bigger than their current life. And here's the part that stings a little. The size of your thinking quietly sets the boundaries of your future. Picture this. A young professional sits in traffic every morning. Same route, same job, same thoughts repeating in a loop. I just need to survive this week. I'll be happy when things calm down. Maybe one day I'll do something bigger. But that one day never comes, because the brain doesn't move toward clear mental targets. Psychology calls this cognitive framing, the invisible lens through which we see our possibilities. When your frame is small, your decisions become small. When your frame expands, your behavior follows. Thinking big isn't about ego, it's about permission. Most people believe big thinkers are born different, but research in psychology shows something else. Your brain constantly predicts what's realistic based on your past experiences. If you've only imagined small outcomes, your mind protects you by keeping you there. It feels safe, predictable, comfortable. But comfort is often just fear wearing a friendly face. Thinking big interrupts that pattern. It forces the brain to create new neural pathways, new expectations about who you can become. And once the brain sees a bigger possibility, it starts searching for evidence to make it real. Let me tell you a simple story. Two students graduate from the same college, same degree, same opportunities. The first says, "I just want a stable job." The second says, "I want to build something that changes people's lives." Years later, their lives look completely different. Not because one was smarter, not because one got lucky, but because their thinking shaped their actions. The first avoided risks. The second took calculated chances. The first looked for instructions. The second looked for opportunities. Big thinking doesn't guarantee success, but small thinking almost guarantees limitation. Here's something powerful most people miss. Your brain treats imagined experiences almost like real ones. Athletes use visualization for this reason. Entrepreneurs use it. Top performers in every field use it. When you consistently imagine a bigger future, you're training your nervous system to stop seeing it as impossible. At first, it feels uncomfortable, almost fake. That's normal. Your brain resists change because change feels uncertain, but growth always begins with psychological discomfort. The moment you start thinking bigger, you'll notice something strange. You start speaking differently, walking differently, choosing differently, because identity always follows imagination. But thinking big doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to let your current situation define your ceiling. Maybe you grew up hearing, "Be realistic." Maybe you learned not to expect too much. But realism without vision becomes limitation. Thinking big is not about pretending everything will be easy. It's about believing you are capable of more than your past proves. And that belief changes everything. Here's the psychological twist I mentioned at the beginning. The biggest risk in life isn't failing at a big goal. It's successfully achieving a small one and realizing years later that you were capable of far more. That quiet regret, that whisper of "what if," is heavier than failure. If this message is resonating with you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share your perspective in the comments. Sometimes the biggest shifts begin with a small commitment, and you never know who else needs this reminder. Your life is not shaped by what you do first. It's shaped by what you believe is possible before you begin. The world rarely limits you first. Your imagination does. So think bigger than your fear, bigger than your past, bigger than the version of yourself that only wants to stay safe. Because the moment your mind expands, your future has no choice but to stretch with it. And maybe the real power of thinking big isn't reaching a massive goal, but becoming the person who finally believes they can.